Hey everyone, thank you so much for your patience. I have just had tech difficulty after tech difficulty over these last 2 weeks apparently, but thanks for your patience. Thanks for staying on. Okay, well, let's open up the energy. We've got some cool beings, some cool energies that are joining us tonight. So let's just begin by following the natural rhythm of our breath, just breathing in and out. Expanding into the wisdom of the conscious heart and the temple of the great central sun angels, opening up a quantum prayer field, opening up the living field of unconditional love between each of us, connecting us on a soul level and our higher selves, calling into all of our tribes and councils of light, joining us, supporting us right now. And sealing this energy in the miracle mantle, the mighty Elohim, Seraphim, Cherubim, our guardian angels, and higher presence. And the all-consuming violet transmuting flame, ruby flames of divine peace, and the cosmic Christ flame divine grace, and just feeling that vortex of energy come in and around us. Around your individual self, your energy field, your home, and throughout this quantum prayer field, radiating out. Okay, so a lot's been going on over the last couple weeks, and I hope everybody's staying safe and sound in your quarantine situation. I know that can be really fun and good on some levels and kind of challenging on others. Tonight joining us, we're going to be having Kuthumi, who is also in his more recent well-known physical incarnation was St. Francis of Assisi. So Kuthumi is joining us, and one of his gifts is really having an incredible depth of wisdom and compassion. He does work some of the galactic councils, helping to bring forth higher wisdom and compassion and unconditional love to, the family of humanity, but also to the nature kingdom. He's really known for his connection in with the nature kingdom quite a lot. But in the higher wisdom, his energy is going to be helping us tonight to come into the awareness and the connection to the law of one. So we're going to be opening up that energy this evening. So just breathing in, welcoming in Lord Kuthumi, coming forth from the Ascended Master octave. The second being coming in that's going to be joining us is Archangel Gabriel, creating a sense of being able to create more clarity in our third eye, that right now some of us are having to make, hard decisions about things, whether it be with our jobs or whether it be with our relationships. I know that we might have worry and concerns for those that we love that we're not able to maybe connect with, and people in our community, and then the global community at large. And so we're going to be setting up a prayer field to not only work with our consciousness, but to really start expanding it into those that we love and care about, our friends and family, our community, and then expanding it into the global community as well. So Lord Kuthumi and Archangel Gabriel is going to be helping with that. With Kuthumi's energy, you might start to notice it as it's coming in tonight, is an expansion of the heart center and really expanding the vibrational resonance of the heart, almost like pulsing rays that are going out into the quantum field that we're creating tonight for everybody that we're including, that you might have a special interest or a special love or a special concern for in your life or even in the world as a whole. So again, you might feel he's calling it kind of a radiation. And so I just want you to breathe into the heart for a moment before we go into the meditation, but just breathe into the heart and start to notice this energy of radiating, like an emulating and radiating light, vibration, feeling tone in your heart. And as we're moving through the evening on the call tonight, it just feels like it's going to become amplified and continue to start radiating out as a radiating field into the morphogenetic field, the one that we're all connected to, in a sense. And this radiation, this heart radiation, like this pulsing orb of light, that's just going to get stronger and stronger as we go through the evening. One of the things that it has associated to it is the energy of consciousness, higher consciousness, and the capacity to actually hear, listen, ground these higher ascension rays that are being downloaded onto the planet. And then as your heart, the radiant heart, begins shining that light out, it's going to create like this web type effect, this radiant effect on the planet, on the earth, and all that we're connected to. So like a web of light, a web of energy. So again, Cthulhu is the one kind of governing it, spiritual hierarchy, sending down these higher ascension rays. There's deep compassion, like compassionate action, being the compassionate witness, opening up to being a bodhisattva of compassion. Again, this is one of Cthulhu's energies that has like kind of a special trait to it. So this energy is kind of aligning itself on that level of a deeper aspect of compassion and love to it. And part of that is where we might feel kind of powerless in the energy right now. Like for those of us who are action-oriented, service-oriented, highly empathic, compassionate, really feeling and sensing other people, we're very used to being active in that way. And right now, you know, staying at home is kind of what's the most loving thing to do right now, perhaps, right? So in that energy, it's something different than maybe we're used to. And so training ourselves to know that by going into the quietude and the silence and our inner connection, that is our greatest surface right now. And the way we're being of service is not only by not being around a lot of people right now that contributes to a pandemic, but also because it's in our inward space that we are harmonizing ourselves right now. We're harmonizing our energy and we're making a link, we're making a deeper connection. And the more we do that, the stronger we are as an anchor on the planet right now. And that anchor is dropping into the planet and anchoring in. And as light workers, right now, it's not about what we're doing out in the world. It's about anchoring these higher ascension rays, these coming in from these galactic codes and these cosmic codes of light onto the planet. So you are doing way more than you can even imagine possible in the sacred space that you may be in right now. And so taking care of yourself, you know, doing the little things that make you feel joyful or comfortable or resting. There's a lot of work that might be going on. Like you might have even felt a little more tired. Sometimes it will feel almost like being overwhelmed. But I know I have felt that this week, and I kind of thought it was coming from the collective or this infinite list of things that I need to be getting done right now. But watching it from tonight's energy, the overwhelm, and maybe you've been experiencing it too, and put it in the chat box if you have been. I'm super curious. But now I'm sort of noticing that the overwhelm is not the things that I thought it was. It's this overwhelm of these ascension rays, these higher cosmic rays that my body, my mind, my energy isn't quite used to carrying yet. And overwhelm, yes. Thank you, Karen. We are not alone. We are together. Aaron, yes, overwhelm. And that is the specific word that's coming in. Not to wish that you guys feel overwhelmed, but, you know, there's like, just happy that I'm not alone since, you know, we're alone everywhere else right now. I'm just happy we're not alone in this too. We can all be sharing our feeling tones together. Anyway, so we want to really open up to, let's just get curious for a moment, just opening up to the field of all curiosity right now. We're just opening up with curiosity and compassion within ourselves and for ourselves and for each other, that the overwhelm is these incredible high frequencies of light that we are downloading and bringing on, and we are doing our work. We're doing everything that we've been trained for on the planet up to this point. Like, this is, not that we haven't been doing it the whole time, but there is a distinct calling of why we're in the world at this time in this way, with our group and our connections and all that we've done up to this point. And so carrying these frequency rays is like the job of a lifetime. And I know it seems invisible, and it probably not, some people don't even believe in it, some people don't see it, but it is literally kind of like the job of a lifetime right now in this moment, as we are in this raising and shifting of our parallel universe and shifting of our paradigm. And not everybody on the planet can sense it, see it, or is capable of carrying it. And so for you, and it seems like it's a really good group of energy showing up tonight. Thank you, Zoraida. I've been thinking about you, actually. I almost was going to call you. I just got overwhelmed and didn't get to. Actually, I was going to call a bunch of you just to see how you're doing, but I've been overwhelmed and haven't been able to. But know that you're in my thoughts for sure, and please reach out to me anytime. And anyway, so again, the overwhelm of the energy coming in from these higher rays, mostly cosmic frequencies, some galactic frequencies. And so let's just tune into it, because sometimes that might help us to integrate the energy a little bit better. And that's what Kathumi's helping to do tonight, is to help adjust these frequencies so our personal body, our mind, our emotions, our heart, just the chemistry of our body can actually hold this resonant light and be strong enough, healthy enough, enlightened enough to carry these rays of light down through our bodies as an acupuncture point into the earth. As it goes into the earth is going to resonate with the energy and kind of like make it palatable, is the way they're showing it. Make it palatable as it goes into the heart of the earth and radiates back up to all sentient life. The coding of that's going to be more palatable for the mainstream, for the majority of the people on the planet who maybe aren't quite awakened yet. It just navigates that a little bit better, a little bit easier. And so you can imagine you're like first on the list, like first in the forefront right now of having this download with no filters at all. This is not going through the earth and back up to make it all that comfortable. You're like it. You are the physical being on the planet, grounding and anchoring these lights straight through your body as you are a literal cosmic unit of energy. And it's going to amplify certain things in your energy field. So let's go a little deeper into this now that we have some explanation and we have a little more understanding around this. Judith, too tired, not sleeping through the night. Yeah, I am tired too. And I'm like, it's not like I'm really doing a whole lot. I mean, so it's interesting just how tired I am, So yeah, tired, overwhelmed. You might find that as this energy is coming in onto the planet, perhaps a lot at night, because you're in a more of a resting state. If you're super sensitive, it might be a little bit hard to sleep or function when you are awake. All right, so let's go in a little bit deeper and let's see where they want to take us tonight. So we're going to be opening up a portal above our head. Okay, and the most peaceful place for us to go is going to be the heart of the earth. So instead of going upward, we're going to go down into the heart of the earth. So I want you to imagine from your hips down, either tree trunks, a waterfall, or a ray of light going straight down into the earth, all the way to the heart of the planet. So whatever feels most comfortable. For me, it's a ray of light. For some of you, might like that waterfall feeling. For some, it might be the trees of a root. For some people, it might be something different. So just whatever works for you visually, energetically, but allow from your hips down, really anchoring all the way down and just connecting into the heart of the planet. Now, what I want you to do, because you want to be super comfortable, is we send the energy straight down, but now I want you to adjust a little. Notice if you're at the right point. like maybe you'd rather be a little bit over here or over there. Noticing this huge luminescent cave of light that we're all descending into. And just let your energy adjust wherever it wants to be, wherever your anchor is, wherever your grounded spot is. And allow that grounded spot to either have X marks the spot, a crystal that anchors you, a rock. It might be water. It might just be a peaceful space. But let yourself kind of anchor in to, oh, this is my happy place. This feels really good. I feel good right here. Okay, now imagine we're going to go a little deeper, right? Now I want you to imagine like all around your body, like your light body, like an elevator of light. And you're just going to start taking, your consciousness is going to go deeper and deeper now, as if you're just taking your whole being down the shaft of this elevator, all the way down. And again, opening up into this large cavern, this cave of this luminescent, super comfortable, warm, cozy, safe, cave of light. At the center of the planet is all these cosmic sort of lava of light. So as we're in this cave, we're in it together. Cthumi's joining us, Archangel Gabriel. Some other different beings are coming in as well. Those like the Ashtar Command, some of the Arcturians, all the star beings. So as we're down in the center now, and I just want you to notice, it's sort of like being under the waves of the ocean, where above you is all this energy. The virus is up here, the chaos confusion is up here, there's all this discord. There's a lot of good things too, right? But just all of life is sort of above us, and we're just down in this quiet place. Feeling the quietude, the sanctuary, the safe space. And first, just letting the earth draw anything from your body that you're ready to release. Any obsessive thinking, worries, fears, concerns, any emotions, negativity, fear, discord, any pains in your body, any toxicity, just letting it draw anything out of your body that isn't serving you, to lighten you up as much as possible. Letting the earth now, through its humming, its heartbeat, to start synchronizing all your chakras to the heartbeat of the earth and of your own true presence. Feeling your light body, your meridians, your nadis, your spinal column, your nervous system, your endocrine system, your immune system, all coming into harmony and balance. Being upgraded with new earth technology, new earth information. Just streamlining into your body. So pulling any toxicity, any old energy, any past energy, just pulling it out. It's so easy just to surrender to it, let it go to the earth. Such a carefree, almost like floating. Letting go of all the responsibilities, any burdens, any things that you've taken on throughout your lifetime. It's just a good feeling to let all that go. And then again, at the same time, this pulsing heartbeat, this thrumming heartbeat of the earth, synchronizing our cells, our DNA, our electrons, our chakra systems, coming into perfect spin ratio, clearing any spin inversions, upgrading all the systems of our body, and just feeling it's like a well-oiled machine, that your body is just really being tuned up, because the earth is an amazing healing instrument. It in of itself is like this healer, this amazing healing energy, and it's just fine-tuning your energy in just a wonderful way. And it's perfect for you. Okay, and as you're being lightened up, you're being fine-tuned. We're now going to start drawing down through our consciousness these higher, it's like cosmic pulses coming towards the earth, coming towards the planet, cosmic pulses of light that are being directed to us by the great divine director, by the Mahakohan, by the spiritual hierarchy, by the great central sun, by source energy. And as the spiritual hierarchy is kind of governing this flow and sending down these pulses of cosmic light, these ascension rays, that you have spent many, many lifetimes being prepared to know how to channel and ground and coexist, commingle, co-create with these ascension rays. And they are descending. I know the word is ascension rays, but the energy is descending. We're descending with our consciousness onto the earth, fine-tuning the energy and helping the earth to ascend in the energy. Now, one reason they wanted to bring us into the core of the planet, and Kuthumi is helping to navigate this, is there are cellular memories within the planet that hold information of the other root races that came before us. So root races are like group souls that have whole experiences on the earth, and then they ascend. They kind of leave the earth in a sense, right? So some of us have been in these root races and have chosen to come back. Some of us on the planet right now have never been in the other root races. They're coming in from other star systems, planetary systems, universes. So, you know, a lot of the millennial energy might be very new and bringing in a sense, the new root race, which is kind of a tech root race, technology, AI, artificial intelligence, you know. So it's a new technology, a new root race coming in. And this is one of the first times that two root races, the human root race and the technology root race, are designed to come together, to work together. Other root races come, they fulfill their energy, and they ascend, they leave, whatever. So one of the original hyper root races might have been Hyperborea. It's not a common one. Most people haven't heard of it. Lemuria, that had its own evolution to it. Atlantis had its own evolution to it. So these are some examples of root races that have come before us. And for whatever reason, you know, they, you know, transcended. So the planet's been through a lot of evolutions in its billions of years in existence, way before us. So right now, joining us tonight, with Kuthumi being the navigator and the facilitator of this energy, is some of the other root races, some of the other consciousness of the other root races who are coming forth to share their wisdom, to kind of be present with us. So Hyperborea is considered Middle Earth. Like sometimes we see that in the J.R. Tolkien books and you know, that kind of thing, but that actually is a real aspect of the planetary consciousness. And the remnants, the shadows, the memories of some of these places that are very real, they're still holding resonance on the planet. So coming forth into our consciousness this evening is the energy of the Hyperboreans. And there is a female being, kind of a priestess being. There's more than one sort of coming forward, but stepping forward within the group is this female Hyperborean, I don't know, priestess type energy. And one of her messages for her that she's sharing is to love one another. So I want you just to resonate with that for a moment. Breathe that into your heart, her wisdom. One of the things that she sees, that she wishes that, that she's learned from her experience is to love one another. And just feeling that wisdom integrating right into the cells of your body. It's not like you don't already know that on a spiritual level, but right now she's sharing it in a vibrational language of light sort of communication to us. Love one another. And so more than anything, I just want you to feel it. You don't have to think about the words as much as feel what that means. Love one another. And that she's continuing, our survival as a species is dependent on that, to love one another. And, transcending the energy of the hate or the fear of others, but to love one another, and that our species is dependent upon that concept very much. And so knowing that we all have a right to exist here. You have free will, you can kind of navigate your terrain, your life path. But, at the end of the day, we all have a right to be here and to have these different experiences. And just think about what the world would be like. I want you to visualize for a moment if we just loved one another, truly. Not separation of politics, not separation of religions and wars and countries and prejudice and opinions, but really deeply committing to loving one another. And just allowing your heart to open up to that even further. Okay, now we're coming into the energy of Lemuria. Inviting in the Lemurians. And some of you might have more reference, more understanding of the Lemurians, and so just breathing into the energy of Lemuria. Going forth, there is a kind of androgynous, but I'd say probably a little bit more of a masculine type energy. Breathing in and breathing out. And as this Lemurian energy comes forth, and their concept is about sharing. That if we all share our resources, if we all kind of come together and share our resources, again, this is another really important facet of the survival of our species, the ability to share. Sometimes that sharing is wisdom, sometimes that sharing is love. Sometimes it's resources. So love one another, share. These are all, again, concepts that you might spiritually know, but right now, each of these root races is coming forth with a specific quality essence that they're literally kind of downloading in us to be a carrier for on the planet. Okay, so the first root race, which I want to back up for a moment, is Polarian. Polarians are more of an etheric group of beings that were here before the Hyperboreans. So more of an etheric. So coming into the Polarian. Feeling as the Polarians come forth. Very ancient. Feels like they're dealing really with the, almost like that, the rocks of the planet, the lava of the planet, the creation of the planet. In their etheric form. And one of the energies that they're bringing forth is a wisdom about the sun, to look towards the sun. The sun is really a strong and powerful, life-giving energy. It helps us to heal. It helps us to evolve. It has a power to it that charges up our bodies. And they're saying that, even visualizing the sun will help. Calling it forth. And so let's just do that now. Calling forth to the energy of the sun and the great central sun, blazing down before us, into us, around us, that we're literally a glowing sun ourselves. And feeling the empowerment of being your own sun, your own golden orb of light. This original power of being here on earth. Our connection with the sun. Okay, so we have the Polarians, we have the second root race being the Hyperboreans, the third race being the Lemurians, the fourth root race being the Atlanteans, so breathing in, calling forth to the Atlanteans. And as the Atlanteans come forth, and they, it feels like we're helping to lay the first crystal grid work on the planet. They were laying down the foundation of that. And right now we're circling back around to access, almost like uncover, dust off, and upgrade the crystalline grid of the planet. So breathing in. And feeling into the crystalline grid and allowing that to charge your body. Charging it up, getting to know these beings. that crystalline structure, that crystalline bridge, and feeling all the crystals in your body light up. The crystalline structure in your brain, around your pineal gland, the crystalline structure maybe within your blood, being activated, being a carrier. This crystalline energy is a really great carrier for the rays of the sun, for these cosmic ascension rays. Just breathing in and breathing out. Okay, and so the fifth root race. Breathing in. We're looking at the, it's Aryan. Aryan. And that's going to deal more with human beings. And I don't mean the Aryan energy of all white people, just Aryan. And it deals with just human beings as a whole. The Celtic, the Australian, Sub-Sahara, African, American. And so within the fifth root race, the sixth root race is kind of sort of born in with some of that, where it's kind of evolving itself. And so just breathing in for a moment now as we call forth to this energy. The fifth root race, which is also connected to the sixth root race. The fifth and the sixth are kind of an evolution of the same one. Breathing in to these ancient beings. And we're talking, it goes back quite a long ways, actually. So breathing in and just watching as this shamanic being comes forth. Very interdimensional. Bringing in more interdimensional beings into human form. Feels like there is a strong introduction to the angelic realm at this point in time. So this being that's stepping forward is aligning to us, connecting us in this law of one, that we're all one. And connecting the consciousness of our heart, that we're really stepping into a different level of our physical bodies, our consciousness, our chakra system, the angelic realm, starting to descend, starting to become a part of the earth. Because each one of the root races helps to develop an evolution of the earth. And so that energy is harmonizing, feeling our chakra systems become more developed, our heart centers start to connect, our telepathic energies start to connect, the angelic realms start to overlight us and come forth onto the planet. Just welcoming them in. And it's connecting the human mind, the human heart, the human interdimensional species of who we are as interdimensional beings coming into a human body, but yet connecting as one. It's a very multidimensional experience. And there's room for all of us to exist here. It's an entirely different aspect of creative energy. Breathing in and breathing out. And just feeling the chakra system developing and how it can co-create. As we're starting to move now into the 7th root race, we're at that crux in the road where the 7th root race is starting to join in and merge with us. Each root race evolving the next. So the next one being governed by the energy of Mercury, communication, technology, a lot of those types of things. Working with these, our soul level as human beings. Merging, coming together. Just being in this energy. And just taking in their wisdom. And, you know, I'm doing the best I can to listen on my end, but you may also be having your own relationship. You may have had past lives in one of these root races that's significant to you. Wisdom that you've carried. You might have personal relationships with the Polarians, the Hyperboreans, the Lemurians, the Atlanteans, the Aryans, and the different, 5th and 6th root races, and even the 7th root race that has already started coming in, right? So just noticing and just listening and aligning and gaining the wisdom of just maybe something you didn't know about your energy or your soul before now, maybe. In terms of that energy, where you're coming from. A part of your DNA, a part of your divine heritage. Okay, and now as we've received kind of the gifts and the wisdom of these root races, keep in mind they didn't come forward just to say howdy. They actually came forth for a reason. And as we're now starting to bring forth the cosmic rays of creation. So bringing into the cosmic rays of creation now, downloading. With all this wisdom, again, you already have the innate intelligence in your body, in your soul, in your spirit, in your divine presence. You already know how to do this. You've already been trained for it. It's just happening now. So grounding these ascension rays. And we're all in this together. It's like we're holding hands and creating this circle of light, and my energy is helping your energy, and your energy is helping the next person's energy. It's like we're creating this circle, even within our quantum prayer field. When two or more come together, in a sense, we can amplify the energy. And so right now, all of us coming together tonight, or whoever listens to this call later, we're amplifying the energy, these cosmic rays, not only for us, but also on behalf of the planet. And keeping in mind, not all souls on the planet can do this. Not everybody's been qualified or aligned or have the wisdom to do it. You've been around a long time. You've been trained to do this and to not spontaneous combust, right? So just breathing in. And so we're just now feeling more consciously. It has been happening, but I want us to feel more consciously how that light, how that cosmic dissension of energy feels to us, how those cosmic rays feel like streams and pulses of light coming down from this, governed by the spiritual hierarchy, coming in from these higher cosmic realms. And just notice the color, the frequency, how it smells, how it tastes, how it feels, how it, any signatures, any symbols to it, how you visualize it, how you hear it. Is there a fragrance to it? So just noticing any way that your intuition starts to register it. And transmuting all fears. And I just want us to breathe into our belly right now. Be afraid. It's most of you, most of your energy is not afraid of this. It's okay with it. But whatever part of us might be afraid, it's interesting because it feels like it's a collective fear. It's something we've been trained to be afraid of. Don't go out into the sun. You'll get cancer. Don't, you can't talk directly to God. It'll burn you alive. These other beings are evil and bad and it'll lead you down the bad path. Or there's just so many ways that we have been taught and trained not to stay in connection to this higher source energy and these cosmic rays, literally as if they would burn us up. And it's not like that at all. It's just high frequency light that's like the language of light. It is like kind of a fire, but it's not a fire that burns. It's a fire that inspires us. It's a fire that has the language of light built into it, right? Like all sacred texts on the planet, when you get into it, like the Keys of Enoch or these ancient scripts have been written in the language of light, and it's eternal. So in other words, you can burn them, you can get rid of them, you can stomp them into the ground, but the language of light just simply is in the etheric realm, and it just comes right back in again for who else wants to channel it. So the language of light cannot be destroyed through humankind's ignorance or fear of it. And for a very long time, perhaps there's been kind of a shadow energy on the planet that really hasn't wanted humanity to be evolved or enlightened. And so right now, these cosmic rays are piercing through the cloud of fear, piercing through the cloud of discord and human effluvia and some of the illusions that we have been taught that are not true at all. And so you're actually a carrier right now for a higher divine truth that's being downloaded into your consciousness, your awareness, that you might find that you just have this awareness of as you move forward in the world, and that some of the things you've been trained to be afraid of, I can't heal myself, something's wrong with me, I'm too much, I don't fit into society, I can't trust my intuition, illusion, lies, not worth it, we're not even going to buy it anymore. So this light is literally changing who you think you are, that has been passed down through lineages. This is not just your belief system, unconscious belief system about yourself. You got this from lineages, centuries worth of training that has been on the planet. So this is a super big deal, and it's no wonder, the more I'm looking at this, why there's so much fear, why there's just this incredible shutdown going on the planet. I mean, even the way it's being shut down is done in a lot of fear. But what if it was grace? Like, what if we start thinking about, which I'm sure a lot of you already do, that, God, I love being inside. I love my home. I love my life. I love getting to do whatever it is that you do at home. A lot of us actually do. It's a pretty pleasant thing, right? Most of us are entrepreneurs or healers, kind of work at home, or artists. So it may not be too big of a change, right? But again, kind of breathing in, these cosmic rays of light are a super big deal, because it is literally, at this point in time, a juncture where we're moving to another paradigm. And that takes a lot of energy to do that. To shift a paradigm, a consciousness paradigm, it takes a lot of energy to do that, okay? So the cosmic rays are coming in and helping us to amp up and to jumpstart. It's like running, and then leaping across this cavern over to the other side. It's a big deal. But the second part of the thing that's such a big deal is that the family of humanity has been sort of like fallen from an enlightened state that we reach at times into a very ignorant state, a very asleep state. And so these cosmic rays are causing a major awakening on the planet. And you are an awakener. You are a torch. You're here as a being of light, a beacon of light, a way shower. And that is your truth. And so in your soul blueprint, your dharma this is something that's probably been written into your DNA. It's something that you're meant to do in a sense. And so these cosmic rays being a carrier for it, it's a really, really big deal. And Catherine is saying this energy is so high, I can hardly stay awake during this, just buzzing all over. Yeah, I get it. Lois, waking up at 4 a.m. almost every morning. Yeah, dreams are intense. And Catherine, I'm glad that you're saying that you're tired and hungry. I've been eating more too. It's just like a weird thing, you know, it's like mostly it is fruits or nuts or whatever, but yeah, still. So, but we need our sustenance for this, right? And so this vibration, as we are literally more consciously grounding what's been going on energetically, we're taking the time tonight, again, with Kuthumi helping us and Archangel Gabriel, helping us to see this at a much higher level, but also integrate it within not only the cells of our body, but the space between our cells, the emptiness even, to be a carrier for these frequencies. So again, these cosmic rays are helping us to make a major paradigm shift leap for the entire Earth itself and everything on it. And then the second thing is it is piercing the illusion of ignorance, the illusion of people being asleep on the planet and going into this kind of very archaic thing, you know, like, why do we treat animals the way we do? Why do we chop down rainforests? Why do we pollute our earth? Why do we have coal plants? Why do we have human trafficking? Why do we put fluoride in our water? Why do we, you know, I mean, why do we have plastics polluting our ocean? Why do we torture one another? You know, I mean, why are we racist? I mean, there's so many things, right, that has been born kind of out of this sort of separation, this ignorance, right? And this is a wake-up call. And so this cosmic light has an awakening energy to it. And think of your tiredness right now like a baby. When a baby is first born onto the planet, it sleeps a lot because there's new neuroemotional pathways being created constantly from all the new things it's learning. And so we're sort of like babies right now in this new world energy, sleeping a lot, being tired, being hungry, maybe being cranky, I don't know, as we are being downloaded with these new cosmic frequencies, because we are literally in a new world frequency. And it may look like our world is basically the same day to day, but it's funny when you do a parallel universe, a paradigm shift, you'll start to see that little things are different. It's not quite the same. And you might probably start to notice that more and more. So you have to let yourself change. Let the ego. So Kathumi's coming back around again, and we're going to let the ego die to this. We're going to let the ego, that part of us that's so afraid of death and dying, that part of us that's so afraid of those that we love dying or suffering on the planet, the part of us that's attached to our old thought forms, our old identity, our old jobs, our old way of relating to one another. We're calling in now to the energy of the Phoenix. We're calling into the Tower card. We're calling into Saint Germain and the all-consuming violet transmuting flame. We're calling into the Elohim of grace and Archangel Haniel, Archangel Michael coming in at this big swirl of energy, helping us to transmute our ego, to transmute the depth of our energy that hangs on to the past, that is no longer serving us, that we have evolved from, and we're going to let it go. And so just imagine this cloud, this dark cloud of energy perhaps that represents, or maybe it's a happy red balloon, whatever you want to visualize. But right now, just imagine it, and we're just going to hand it over to the altar of the silent watcher to be transmuted, and the violet transmuting flame, just to be transmuted and released all at once on the planet, and within our energy field, and within our consciousness, within all past, present, future, parallel, time-space dimension selves, transmuting it. And now moving forward, into this energy, into the new world energy. Like, what if a divine intervention could just help us that easily? Because right now, I promise you, these cosmic ascension rays are literally like gold. They are so powerful. They are like gold. It's like a gold mine. It's like a divine inheritance. It's like nothing you've ever known before in terms of the support that's coming in. And a divine intervention is nothing. That's just like a simple done, right? Clearing that out. Just tapping over your heart for a minute. Moving into the new world energy, which Gloria has done such an amazing job helping to channel forth for us and the whole planet. And she's currently doing a little class around it. Not a little class, actually. It's it's a pretty amazing class. So, and we're bringing in this energy of the rays of hope to the family of humanity, the rays of harmony, the rays of illumination, creating a miracle frequency on the planet, and just allowing us to make this adjustment. We already have some information on this new energy and these higher ascension rays that we're so grateful and lucky to have Gloria as part of our soul family, helping us to have a little bit more information about this. There's probably a whole lot more there, but we have some foundations to it now. And so we're just sitting in it, letting that energy move all the way through, transmuting, clearing, and harnessing. So now we want to ground our energy into the new world. We want to just go ahead and shift over to this new world energy. And Kathumi's going to help us make this jump with the spiritual hierarchy. And I want you to imagine like a rainbow energy, like a rainbow bridge from where you're sitting in your present moment and just connecting and plugging into the new paradigm. Anywhere you want. It's sort of like when we plugged into the earth and you felt a comfortable space. I want you to take a part of your conscious now and anchor it into the new world. You are anchored. You are taking that ride. You are going to skyrocket into this new world energy, anchoring it in. You're not going to be left out. You're not going to be left behind, right? We're going to anchor it in right here, right now, using your consciousness, using your heart, using the energy that streams through the bottom of your feet, and anchoring it into this new world energy, and done. It's going to take a little bit to get comfortable, get used to it, but it's actually a much lighter vibration. Like if you just start even tipping your toe into it, you're going to start noticing that this new world energy, damn, it feels so much better than this old world energy. This old world, in the Voyager card, it's like the setback card, 5 of worlds. It's where the old world it's devastated. It just doesn't have anything to offer us anymore. But there's a rainbow bridge into a new world. And so right now we're crossing that rainbow bridge. We're crossing that rainbow ridge into the new world energy. And as we do that, it's a much better frequency. It has so much more to offer us. It has the clean water. It has the clean air. It has the organic foods. It has all the perfect like herbs and vitamins and minerals. It has like this beautiful sun ray coming forth. It has free animals and free planet and free earth and the family of humanity. That's all, the frequencies that these other root races suggested to us. It's like its own 5D Lemuria. It is like the golden age. It is like a Shambhala. It's a frequency that you're going to enjoy a lot better, right? And you have to kind of shift your mind a little bit. This is not the world that we have been living in. Is not the same world, but you have to let your mind adjust to it, right? So in other words, on the frequency of light, this new world energy is already overlapping us, and you're just tuning in, you're shifting your frequency. I'm in the new world energy, and you're just letting that be. Okay, so hopefully that noise shifted. So breathing in and allowing that energy to realign itself, frequency in the energy. And now we're going to ask it to be sealed in the flame of peace, grounding in, and we're starting to come to a completion for tonight. Allowing that energy to start grounding. Sealed in the violet transmuting flame, ruby flames of divine peace, cosmic Christ flames of divine grace. Knowing that all is done. I just want to integrate this. This is kind of a super big call tonight. So you want to make sure you drink a lot of water, take a salt bath, take an Epsom salt bath, stand outside with your feet on the earth, barefoot. Some people do good to eat a little bit of protein. Some people do good just to keep it really light. Figure out what's best for you, but make sure you're listening to your body, and for sure drink a lot of water, any kind of the trace minerals, B12s. But this light is going to start to make more sense to us now that we've brought it in more consciously. And Cthulhu and Archangel Gabriel, spiritual hierarchy, are going to be working with us throughout the month, helping us to continue to integrate it. So thank you so much for being on the call. And thank you, Gloria. Beautiful. Some of that's coming from you, so thank you. And we will talk to you. Well, in our oneness, we're probably talking all the time now. I think our telepathic communications, all of our heightened spiritual gifts are going to get much more refined and heightened. So your empathy, your high empathy, your special traits, your intuition, your teleportation, telepathic, heart-centered energy, higher wisdom, all the traits of the indigo, the rainbow, the crystal, the diamond, the golden children that have been on the planet. It's like those are all of our gifts now. So even though I might have been born more in the indigo, all of these gifts are integrating all at once. They're going to be activated for all of us. And so you're going to start to notice some awareness with that. And your inner justice system is going to become fine-tuned as well. Okay, I'm done. I could probably talk on forever. This is just kind of so unique and cool tonight that's coming in. But we are complete in the energy. And thank you so much for being on the call tonight. And we will talk to you next week. Next week's call, just integrating it a little bit more and doing the world healing. Okay, love you guys. Have a good evening.